Well, with us now is the Conservative MP Andrew Rossendale, who supports a referendum. We're joined from Birmingham by Edward McMillan-Scott, a LibDem MEP and Vice President of the European Parliament. He was expelled from the Conservative Party after a dispute with David Cameron over the party's new partners in the European Parliament. Why do you want to embarrass your leader?
I don't. I want to ensure that the British people have the right to decide the future of Britain's relationship with the European Union. People are crying out for a referendum, and I think we should have one.
But this is going to undermine him.
Not at all. I think actually what needs to happen is for the British people to express their views, so that David Cameron has a very strong negotiating tool when he goes to Brussels to try and sort all this out. We were told it was a common market. It's turned into a political union. That's not what we ever voted for, and the British people are pretty fed up with it.
Edward McMillan-Scott, this tells us something about the state of the Tory party, doesn't it?
I think David Cameron's right. This is a Daily Express engineered operation, and I think he's right to say that it should not lead to anything but a debate in the House of Commons. That's what the 100,000 signatures get, but nothing else. If, on the other hand, at some point in the next few years, during the lifetime of this government, there should be any fundamental change proposed between the UK and the European Union, then there will be a referendum. That's absolutely clear. I'm sure Andrew would agree that is the right approach. But to have some sort of, as David Cameron put it, willy-nilly, and here I am agreeing with David Cameron about Europe for once, willy-nilly referendum would be wrong.
Andrew Rossendale, how far are you prepared to take this? Supposing there's a three-line whip next week, would you defy it?
The point is that we've got three options: in, out, or a new relationship.
If there's a three-line whip saying we're not having any referendum.
And I think that the majority of the British people would like to see a new relationship with the European Union based on trade and cooperation, not political union.
Okay, are you prepared to defy the Prime Minister?
We're all going to talk to our constituents this weekend and make a decision.
I know you're not answering the question.
To be honest, of course, I'm prepared to vote for a referendum. I said that today.
Even if there's a three-line whip telling you not to vote for a referendum?
We don't yet know what the situation will be on Monday.
Would you defy a three-line whip?
I'm sure that Mr Cameron will want to keep the party together.
Would you defy a three-line whip?
I'd sooner there be a free vote.
Sure. Would you defy a three-line whip?
I'm prepared to vote for a referendum.
You're still not answering the question. If there's a three-line whip, would you defy it?
If necessary, that's what has to be done to achieve that referendum.
You're still not answering the question.
I think I have. Yes, I would.
You would defy a three-line whip?
That is what the British people deserve.
Okay, with the Prime Minister present in the chamber, you feel sufficiently strongly to defy...
We don't know what the situation will be on Monday, but the mood of the country and the mood of the parliamentary party is to have a referendum, and I hope the Prime Minister will give us a free vote on that.
Edward McMillan-Scott, what does this tell us about the state and the mood of the Tory party now?
Well, I mean, for years there's been a problem in the Tory party. It's what led to my moving out of it. And the increasing Euroscepticism of the Tory party has been marked by all commentators. Andrew Rossendale is part of that. He's, you know, a long-standing right-winger and adorns his dog in the Union Jack and so on. And
it's not a crime.
But no, not a crime at all. But it is part of a process which has led the Conservative Party in the House of Commons and in the country at large from being a broadly rational party on Europe to one that is now becoming rather more extreme than it should be. And I think David Cameron's problem is that in government as Prime Minister and sharing power with a party which has been broadly speaking pro-European throughout his lifetime, not madly pro-European, not federalist, but restless reformist.
Has it occurred to you that one of the reasons so many people in the Tory party might want a referendum is because the European Union has turned into something we were never told it would be, and furthermore turned into a walking disaster?
No, it's not a walking disaster, Jeremy.
What do you call the euro?
This weekend, we've got a European summit about the euro. The euro is in crisis, but it has created 14 million jobs and kept inflation at about 2% for nearly 10 years. It's not a walking disaster, but there are problems, systemic problems. We want reform, and that is what we should be doing. This sort of noises off from the House of Commons is not going to help in the crisis the European Union's in. We want the European Union to work. David Cameron says he wants it too.
The mood of the country has changed dramatically, and and people want the choice. People want to be part of
The
Europe for
Daily
trade and
Express does,
cooperation.
Andrew.
They don't want to be part of a political union. They were never given that chance. We should have had a decision.
You're
under the
dancing to
Maastricht Treaty,
UKIP's
but we were
tune
denied
now.
that choice then.
All right, he's dancing to the UKIP and the Daily Express tune.
Well, in fact, UKIP and Daily Express have worked together on this campaign,
all
as
right.
you know.
OK, thank you both very much. Now, as apologies go, it tried to have it both ways. The former Defence Secretary Liam Fox conceded he'd done wrong.